Welcome to SwitchCorner, my name is Alex and today we're going to be taking a look at my favourite deals from the latest Nintendo Switch eShop sale covering the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. It is a monster week for deals though, this one, and a fair few of them recently released heavy hitters, so hit subscribe, join us here on SwitchCorner for reviews and deals near daily, and let's get started. As always then, we do have two winners to announce for two $10 eShop gift cards later in the video and two more to give away. All you need to do to enter, drop a comment down below and the winners, they'll be announced in next week's video. Also then, if you are picking something up, head to cornershop.gg. We have official Nintendo Switch eShop gift cards with instant delivery. The channel gets a small kickback from those sales and you receive 10% off with code CORNER at checkout. Still a bit sick then finally, so do bear with me as I try to get back on top of my game, maybe talking maybe a little bit slower than usual in this video today. Finally, if you are in the UK, EU and Australia, do be warned the date I use is US and Canada, and for this sale, many of these deals they end much sooner in your region around the 8th and 9th of the month. First up then, a new low price for Curse of the Dead Gods with 33% off. Now this one, it is a roguelike action game that throws you into a temple and it asks you to survive a number of floors. Now as is expected with the genre, it is not an easy game, but the combat's a lot of fun, and what makes it unique is the title Curse system. The idea behind this is the further you get into the temple, the more cursed you become, so think here almost buffers. Now I'd say these buffers are 90% bad for you, 10% you can maybe use them to your advantage. It's packing a great cel shaded style though, and the main issue with this one, I would say if I had any complaints, randomized weapons to open a run. I wish I could just choose and focus on mastering one. Check out my full review though in the pinned comment down below. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 then is back, matching the low with 45% off, and this one probably one of my favourite ports on the Nintendo Switch. They just did a great job of bringing this across, from the solid performance to the respectable visuals. As remakes go as well, they just respect the source, making it as close as possible to that original release, while of course still modernising it in some ways. Fans of the series though, you have to play this game. A few games had me as excited as playing Tony Hawk in handheld. I just know childhood me would have been absolutely blown away. Doki Doki Literature Club Plus then is for those that want something a little more on the strange side. Now it was recommended to me at launch, I checked it out and I can see why it received such acclaim. Just be warned with this one, it deals with some difficult themes and it's absolutely not going to be for the younger gamers out there. Starting out though as a traditional visual novel, things escalate quickly into what is a psychological horror. It's dark stuff again, I just want to reinforce that message a second time, but it's a new low price, 20% off. It's absolutely going to be one you should watch a full review of first, just make sure you understand what it has in store for you. Bladed Fury then gets a new low price with 35% off. I reviewed it on the channel and I think this price point now is actually perfect. A 2D side-scrolling action adventure. It takes some influence from the world of Metroidvanias in its design, and it's set around a young girl on the run from a family that essentially took over your kingdom and then they framed you. You just happen though to be a badass and you come back to destroy everyone. It's got a few lackluster levels towards the end game, I will add that, but the Chinese influence, those visuals, absolutely stunning. You can check out my full review in the pinned comment down below. Disaster Report 4 Summer Memories then is another one I reviewed on the channel and I scored it low. I will put that out there, and with good reason. Like dated visuals and often tanking frame rates, and at this point you're probably wondering why I would even mention it today, and that is because honestly, I still found the charm, but in that kind of think deadly premonition sort of way, you know, so bad it's good. It's a game for people that essentially enjoy B-movies. The idea though, the world is basically going through all sorts of natural disasters and you are simply now trying to survive and escape in this kind of third person perspective. It's definitely a unique one. Check out my full review in the pinned comment. It's definitely a cult kind of hit, this one, and maybe like me you'll find its charm in its, I guess, problems. It's a new low price though, 58% off. My pickups of the week then, and I'm going big this week. I'm grabbing 3 games, as always, though I can't necessarily recommend them, but maybe you'll want to join me for the ride. First then, Imp and the Sun. I intend to drop a review on this one once I finished it, probably next week, and it's a Metroidvania. I'm seeing mixed reviews out there, but I like the look of it, and it for sure has that kind of Ori and the Will of the Wisps vibe to it all. It's 25% off though, a new low price. Then I'm grabbing Death's Gambit Afterlife. I owned the original release on PlayStation, but I do want to check out this build. Likewise, I intend to drop a review for this one on the channel, though it is a pretty lengthy experience, so that may take a while. It's an action platformer with RPG elements, and again a Metroidvania. Think here though, movement and attacks that open up progression. With some serious challenge though, looking forward to jumping back in, and it's a new low price here, 30% off, which I'm definitely happy with as it is a relatively new game. Finally then, I won't be reviewing this one, or at least I don't think I will, but Maglam Lord, another one that received mixed reviews, but I just kind of like the look of it. The thumbnail and the colour palette, they just pop, and it's an action RPG, though my understanding it's packing alongside that visual novel elements, so relationship building alongside your loot and crafting. I don't know though, curiosity is getting the better of me with this one, as it's still not particularly cheap with 20% off. Let me know in the comments down below though if you've played it already and if it was a wise decision. Paradise Killer then is what I consider to be one of the best hidden gems on the Nintendo Switch, and it's back matching the low here, 40% off. A first-person adventure, it throws you into a vaporwave world that is essentially a human world, but it's overseen by immortals and gods. Now the problem with this world, every few millennia, demons invade, you must relocate now to a new planet. On the eve of the move though to that new planet, the council that leads this, they are murdered, and you must figure out what happened before it is too late. Just incredibly well done. The visual style in motion looks stunning, and the cast, it's about as eccentric as they come. It's also one of my favourite soundtracks from 2020. I liked it so much, in fact I picked it up on vinyl, and yeah, again, really highly recommended. Sakuna of Rice and Ruin then I feel was a massive hit on the Nintendo Switch, and rightfully so. It's such a well crafted game, and it's here now with a new low of 25% off. This one, it's a hybrid of action RPG and then tending to a field of rice. I know it sounds like a strange combo, but it definitely works. It has this stunning visual style, and the characters, they pack a ton of personality. I even love then just the side-scrolling platforming and combat. It's such a unique spin on an action RPG format. The combination just works though. You leverage your farm tools as weapons, and the story, a take on Japanese mythology, and it's just simply unique. I'd say probably check out a full review of this one. I really need to drop my own video in fact on this game, but it's a great price for a decent amount of game. The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles then is another one I've reviewed, though not on my channel. I actually wrote the review for SwitchUp, and I'll link that in the pinned comment down below. There's a huge amount of game in here though for your cash, and it's rocking a new low price, 38% off. Content wise as well, it is packing both games. That's 8 sizable episodes though, set in the late 19th century, and each and every one of them, they are fantastic. They're packing characters that are influenced by classic literature and real life figures. The gameplay, it's a whole lot of dialogue, investigation, and then trying to win it out in court. It's well worth the cash. I'm a big fan of the series, and I really hope to see more. Before we head into the final 3 games of the video then, our first winner of the week, it's going to Too Hot Sky, who sent well wishes, appreciate it as well, and thanks to everyone who did that. There was a ton of comments just like this one last week, so thank you all so much. And yeah, Too Hot Sky, drop me an email to claim your code, and everyone else, there's a second winner still coming up later in the video. Monster Hunter Rise then to kick off the final 3 games of the week, and I'm not sure really how much of an intro this one needs. An action RPG, it's a game that tasks you with taking down massive beasts, but it's just an addictive loop of getting on the battlefield, then returning with, your reward to pick up all sorts of goodies. By far the best way to play this one as well, it's going to be online with friends. I think this entry is so good though just because it was built around the Switch's capabilities, and it's a seriously impressive piece of work from the size of the enemies to the size of each location, especially how smooth it all runs as well. Throw in then though new mechanics unique to this entry, and this is going to be well worth your time. I've linked my quickfire review in the pinned comment down below, but it's a new low price, 50% off. So our penultimate game of the video then, Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom Prince's Edition. It's been on sale for a while now for those of you in the UK, EU and Australia, but the US and Canada, they are finally joining the party. An RPG follows on from the original game, which was worked on by Studio Ghibli. This one though, they don't return, but they definitely did a good job of impersonating them still, and it's switching out turn-based combat for action RPG mechanics. This entry though, it's not really the same characters or anything else, it's following the story of a young king out to create a new kingdom and save the world, and this edition, it's packing in the expansions, which is always a good thing, and then an equipment pack that no one really cares about. It's a new low price, 50% off. Our second winner of the week then, it's going to Ryza gamers who picked up Monster Hunter Stories 2. Also on sale right now, definitely worth a look if you want something that's a little bit more, I guess, narrative based. Congrats Ryza, drop me an email to claim your code though, and everyone else, drop a comment down below for your chance to win in next week's video. Our final game of the video then, Atelier Ryza 2 Lost Legends and the Secret Fairy. It's another one I need to release a video on. They were kind enough to send me a code pre-release, but I couldn't quite get around to finishing it in time, and it fell on the back burner. A fantastic RPG though, and I've got to say, perhaps one of the best looking games on the Nintendo Switch. The design here is simply stunning. For the first time in series history though, we see a returning protagonist, and it takes place 3 years following the events of that first entry. You'll be heading out here though to investigate ruins. The stakes are definitely, a little lower than most in the genre, but the cast is fantastic, as is the writing. Combat wise then, it's a combination of turn-based and real-time. It's great fun, it makes it feel more involved. I've definitely personally always fallen on the more, traditional side of things when it comes to RPGs, but I think this should give you the best of both worlds. It's a new low price, 35% off. And that is another week down. Will you be adding anything to the library this week or holding onto that cash? Remember then to head to cornershop.gg if you do decide to pick anything up. Grabbing a gift card from there supports the channel directly. I get a small kickback, and you'll get 10% off with code CORNER at checkout. A shout out then to the patrons of the channel who are going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. It helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. Then hit subscribe if you love the Switch. As much as we all do here, join our growing family, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.